Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you about something that many of us have experienced but perhaps don't fully understand. The one who loves you a lot ignores you a lot. The one who really cares about you is always going to care about you. Now you might be thinking, how can someone who loves you ignore you? It doesn't make sense, right? But life is full of complexities, and love is one of the most complex emotions we experience. It's not always clear, it's not always obvious, and often it's not delivered in the way we expect. Love isn't always about constant presence. In fact, one of the most important things we need to understand about relationships is that space and distance can sometimes be essential for the relationship to grow. In the rush of our daily lives, it's easy to fall into the belief that love is only validated through constant interaction, endless text messages, or every waking moment spent together. But in reality, love thrives on both closeness and the ability to take a step back. When someone loves you, they don't need to be constantly by your side to prove their feelings. Sometimes they may even need to distance themselves for their own reasons, whether it's to focus on their personal growth, resolve inner conflicts, or even just to recharge emotionally. This isn't a reflection of their love for you, but rather a reflection of their respect for both you and themselves. Love requires space to be truly meaningful. It's in those moments of absence that we can reflect on what we truly want, what we need, and how we can show up for each other in healthier ways. To set an intention for meaning, this idea may be difficult to accept. We live in an age where constant communication is expected, and any breaking contact can feel like rejection. But the truth is, a healthy relationship is built on trust, understanding, and allowing each other the freedom to breathe. Giving space to someone doesn't mean withdrawing love. It means that you trust each other enough to have independence and to pursue personal growth without the constant pressure of being in each other's orbit. In fact, when you give each other this space, you may come to realize that your connection deepens because it is no longer smothered by the need to be always together. Instead, it's nurtured by the freedom and trust you share. Different ways of showing love often make us question the depth of someone's feelings when their expressions of affection don't match our expectations. Love is not a one-size-fits-all experience. While some people show their love through constant communication or physical closeness, others may express their affection in subtler ways. It's crucial to recognize that love is not solely about grand gestures or daily attention. Sometimes it's the little things, actions that go unnoticed, or moments of quiet support that truly embody the deepest form of love. For instance, someone might not send you a text every hour, but when they do, it's meaningful. They might not always be available to hang out, but when they make time for you, it's because they prioritize you in their life. They may not say, "I love you" every day, but their actions speak louder than words. They remember the little details about you. Your favorite coffee, the way you like your eggs, or your secret dreams and fears. These seemingly small gestures are their way of showing you that they care deeply. When someone loves you, it's important to recognize that they may not always express it in the way you expect. They might not always tell you how they feel or shower you with constant attention, but their love is still there. It's easy to feel neglected when someone doesn't give us what we're looking for. But it's essential to understand that love doesn't have a universal language. It speaks in many different dialects. And to truly experience the depth of another person's love, we need to learn to appreciate the unique ways they express it. Recognizing these differences can lead to a deeper understanding and a stronger connection, even if it looks different than what we initially imagined. Love can sometimes be quiet, and this is one of the most profound aspects of genuine affection. We often expect love to be loud, dramatic, and constant, but true love doesn't always demand to be the center of attention. It doesn't need to be broadcasted or publicly displayed at all times. In fact, some of the most meaningful expressions of love are the ones that happen without any fanfare, in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It's in the small, private acts, like making you a cup of tea when you're having a hard day, or quietly supporting your dreams without needing recognition, that love shows its real depth. When someone loves you in this quiet way, it often means that their love is not motivated by external validation or the need for constant affirmation. They love you because they genuinely care, not because they expect something in return. This kind of love is steady and consistent. It doesn't need to be loud because it's already been proven through action, through the ways they show up for you without needing to be thanked or praised. We live in a world where we are conditioned to believe that love is demonstrated through grand gestures. But the truth is, love is often more powerful in its simplicity. Sometimes love is not about flashy declarations, but about the patience and understanding shown in silence. It's the ability to let someone be who they are without needing to constantly remind them of your affection. A quiet love has strength because it is built on trust and respect, not on the need for constant acknowledgement or attention. When someone loves you quietly, it's a sign of deep, unshakable affection. A love that doesn't need the world to know, because it's already been proven in the hearts of those involved. Don't chase after someone who is pulling away from you. This is a lesson that many of us struggle with because it can feel unnatural to let go of someone we care about, especially when they seem distant or unresponsive. But sometimes the healthiest thing you can do in a relationship is to give space when it's being asked for. Chasing after someone, trying to force them to stay close or to engage, can often lead to more hurt, more misunderstandings, and a deeper sense of distance. Instead, let them come to you when they are ready. When someone is pulling away, it doesn't necessarily mean they don't care. In many cases, it's a sign that they need time to process their emotions, resolve personal issues, or simply take a step back to understand what they need. Pressuring them for attention or forcing closeness during these moments can be counterproductive, as it may make them feel even more overwhelmed or disconnected. Instead, trust in the strength of the bond between you. It's also important to realize that sometimes if someone loves you, they will come back on their own. Love doesn't always mean constant proximity or nonstop attention. Sometimes the best way to show love is by giving someone the freedom to figure things out for themselves. This space might actually bring them closer to you in the long run, as it allows them to miss you and appreciate your presence even more. It's the ultimate expression of trust, not only in the other person's feelings, but also in the strength of your relationship. When you let someone pull away without chasing them, you're demonstrating patience, respect, and the understanding that love doesn't always need to be on the clock to be real. True love is unconditional. It doesn't demand constant validation or a set of conditions to thrive. It is the kind of love that endures without expectations and continues to grow even when things aren't perfect. In many relationships, we might find ourselves seeking reassurance or needing validation at every turn, wondering if the other person still cares or loves us. But love that is truly unconditional doesn't need to be constantly fed through words or actions. It simply exists. It is a love that is given freely without the expectation of return, because the love itself is the reward. When you're in a relationship where love is unconditional, you can be your true self without fear of judgment. The other person doesn't love you for what you do or how you behave. They love you because of who you are at your core. There is a deep understanding that you don't need to change for the other person to love you. This love is rooted in trust and respect, and it doesn't falter when challenges arise. Even in times of distance or miscommunication, unconditional love remains steadfast, because it is built on the firm foundation of acceptance. This kind of love doesn't require constant praise or attention to feel real. It is consistent and enduring, often quietly present in the background, supporting and encouraging even in the toughest times. True love isn't transactional. It's not about keeping score or expecting something in return. It's about being there for each other without needing constant affirmation. Even when the world changes and situations shift, unconditional love remains. It's a love that grows stronger with time because it is given freely without any conditions or boundaries, creating a deep, lasting bond that can withstand the challenges life throws its way. If you're the one pulling away, it's essential to understand the impact it can have on the people who care about you. Sometimes, when we face emotional struggles, stress, or uncertainty, we withdraw into ourselves as a form of self-preservation. We might pull away from the very people who love us, not because we don't care, but because we're trying to protect ourselves from being vulnerable or hurt. However, pushing away the love that is offered to you can lead to isolation and misunderstanding. If you're struggling, it's crucial to recognize that love from others can be a source of support, and shutting it out may only deepen your internal battles. Being open and honest about your feelings is an important step in navigating these moments. When you're feeling distant or disconnected, communicate with the people who care about you. Let them know what's going on, even if it's hard to articulate. The act of sharing your thoughts and vulnerabilities can help bridge the gap between you and others, allowing them to offer the comfort and understanding you may need, even if they don't have all the answers. It's not about expecting them to fix everything, but about allowing them to be there for you in whatever capacity they can. Pushing away love when you need it most is not a sign of strength, but rather a sign of fear or insecurity. Opening up doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are willing to confront your emotions and trust in the strength of your relationships. By accepting the love and support being offered, you give yourself a chance to heal, to grow, and to rebuild the connection that might have been strained. True vulnerability, even when difficult, leads to a deeper, more authentic bond, one that can withstand even the most challenging moments.